Welcome to Stillness and Meaning. In a world that celebrates noise and constant motion, this channel is your quiet corner to find depth, clarity, and purpose. Here, we believe that the most profound changes happen not in the loud moments of excitement, but in the quiet moments of consistency. Today, we are sharing a story about the bridge between dreams and reality, a bridge called discipline. The silent fire. Why discipline beats motivation. In the journey of life, we all harbor a burning desire to become something more. We all wish to leave a mark, to do something truly great. It is common to see people consuming hours of motivational content, scrolling through inspiring quotes, and watching videos that promise to ignite a fire within them. Yet despite this constant intake of inspiration, very few see tangible improvements in their actual lives. Why is this? The answer is a harsh but necessary truth. You cannot build a masterpiece on the shaky foundation of emotion. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings change like the wind. Until you invite the strict, unyielding partner known as discipline into your life, motivation remains nothing more than a fleeting spark. If this concept feels distant to you, I invite you to stay with us until the end of this story. It is not just a tale, it is a blueprint for transforming your reality. Once upon a time, nestled in a quiet, unassuming town, lived a young boy named Ethan. Ethan was a dreamer with a heart full of ambition. He desperately wanted to achieve greatness. His daily ritual involved consuming vast amounts of motivational content. He would watch videos of billionaires, athletes, and leaders, feeling a surge of adrenaline with every speech. He would often stand in front of his mirror, clenching his fists, and promise himself, "Starting tomorrow, everything changes. I will study for 6 hours straight. I will work out. I will build my empire." The mere thought of this new version of himself gave him a rush of dopamine. He felt happy, successful, and excited before he had even lifted a finger. But, as we all know, emotions are temporary. That excitement was like a sugar rush, intense but short-lived. After 2 or 3 days, when the initial high wore off, the difficulty of the work set in. Ethan would retreat to his old, comfortable habits. He would sleep in, procrastinate, and make endless excuses. This cycle of soaring high on hope and crashing down in failure left Ethan feeling deeply frustrated and hollow. One afternoon, he crossed paths with his childhood friend, Ben. Ben was different. He didn't seem to run on hype or adrenaline. He seemed to operate on a different frequency entirely. Ben woke up before the sun, followed a strict routine, studied at precise times, and seemed to improve his skills methodically, brick by brick, day by day. Ethan watched Ben with a mix of awe and confusion. "How do you do it, Ben?" he asked, desperation in his voice. "How do you stay so motivated? How do you keep that fire burning every single day?" Ben smiled calmly and replied, "You are looking for the wrong thing, Ethan. I don't rely on motivation. I don't wait to feel like doing the work. I trust in discipline." Ethan frowned. "But isn't motivation the fuel? Isn't that the key to success?" Ben shook his head gently. "Meet me by the riverside tomorrow morning before the sun comes up. I want to show you the truth." The next morning, while the town was still asleep and the air was crisp and cold, Ethan met Ben at the riverbank. Through the morning mist, they saw an old fisherman sitting silently by the water. The man looked weathered, his hands calloused and strong, his eyes holding the quiet wisdom of the river itself. Ben approached him respectfully. "Grandpa, could you share with my friend the lesson about discipline you once taught me?" The fisherman turned his gaze to Ethan. He didn't speak immediately. He cast his net into the water with a smooth, practiced motion. Then he smiled. "Do you see this river, boy?" the fisherman asked. "I come here every single day at this exact hour. It does not matter if the winter wind bites my skin, if the rain pours down, or if the sun is scorching hot. I throw my net, I sit, and I wait." He paused, looking at the ripples in the water. "Some days the catch is bountiful, and I return home a king. Other days I catch only a few minnows, and there are days when I sit for hours and catch absolutely nothing, but the next morning I am back again. Do you know why?" Ethan pondered for a moment. "Is it because you love fishing? Is it your passion?" The fisherman laughed, a soft, raspy sound. "No, son. Passion fades. This is my responsibility. If I only came here when I felt excited or motivated, I would rarely show up. If I waited for the weather to be perfect, my family would starve. I do not wait for motivation to strike. I believe in the power of discipline." Ethan stood silent, absorbing the words. The fisherman continued, his voice lowering to a whisper. "Listen closely. Motivation is like a flash of lightning. It is brilliant and blinding, but it lasts only a second. Discipline is like a fire. It may start small, but it burns slowly, steadily, and provides warmth all night long, regardless of the storm outside." The old man then pointed a gnarled finger toward a tall green grove nearby. "Have you ever heard the story of the Chinese bamboo tree?" Ethan shook his head. "A farmer once planted a single bamboo seed," the fisherman began. "He was a disciplined man. Every day he watered the soil, ensured it had sunlight, and pulled the weeds. He did this for a whole year. Nothing grew. Not a single sprout broke the surface. People laughed at him. They said, 'You are watering dirt. You are wasting your life.' The second year passed. Still nothing. The third year. The fourth year. The soil remained barren. Most men would have quit. They would have relied on the motivation of seeing results, and when they saw none, they would have walked away. But the farmer was disciplined. He kept watering. The fisherman's eyes sparkled intensely. Then, in the fifth year, a miracle happened. A tiny sprout appeared. And in just 6 weeks, 6 short weeks, that bamboo tree shot up to 90 feet tall. He looked at Ethan. "Now tell me, did the tree grow 90 feet in 6 weeks, or did it grow in 5 years? Ethan's eyes widened as the realization hit him. It grew in 5 years. Because during all that time, it was growing roots. Exactly, the fisherman nodded. For 4 years, while the world saw nothing, the tree was building a massive, unbreakable root system underground. Without that foundation, the height would have destroyed it. If the farmer had given up in the 4th year, he would have lost everything. Discipline is the act of watering your dreams when you see no result. Something shifted deep within Ethan's soul. He realized he had been chasing the harvest without planting the roots. He had been addicted to the flash of lightning, ignoring the slow burn of the fire. From that day forward, Ethan didn't just try to change, he evolved. He stopped waiting for the right mood. He created a routine and honored it like a sacred contract. On days when his bed felt too warm, he got up anyway. On days when his brain felt foggy, he studied anyway. On days when he felt weak, he exercised anyway. Days turned into weeks. The weeks stacked into months. The months solidified into years. The roots were growing. When young dreamers would approach him, asking for the secret sauce, the magic trick, or the source of his motivation, he would simply smile and say, Motivation is a fair weather friend. It leaves when the storm comes. Discipline is your loyal partner. If you can commit to doing the small, boring, difficult things every single day, even when no one is watching and you see no progress, victory is inevitable. Success is not a giant leap. It is a million small steps taken in the same direction. So do not wait for the perfect moment. Start today. Be disciplined and watch your bamboo grow.